Oh, and Joshua. He stops in his tracks. Hope lingers on his face as he turns toward me. Tell the new guy, Oliver James. Tell him not to come to the dining room until you call for him. I'll let you know when. My own. Joshua's shoulders sag slightly. He's been trying to pair me off with another she-wolf since mate met her end. But I have no interest in taking another mate, just so that she can betray me. This one's different, my wolf mumbles. I roll my eyes and block him from my mind. The last thing I need right now is a wolf that's acting like a love-struck fool. I leave the preparations for the pack dinner to my Delta. He knows exactly what will happen and how I like things done. Tonight, though, will be slightly different. I'll introduce all the new tributes, and then I will send for Oliver James. I've already decided to give him the place of second Gamma in the pack. I've seen him train, and besides, after how his sister was treated, I doubt he has much allegiance to his former pack. If he does, then I can use his sister as leverage. I know from all the questions that he asked Joshua on the journey here that he cares for her. He won't want to see her hurt. We won't hurt her, she's ours, my wolf grumbles. I roll my eyes and sigh. He's like a dog with a bone, pun intended. I know we won't hurt her, I placate him. For now, I let his claim on Ember slide just to keep him quicked. But her brother doesn't know that. He grunts, seemingly satisfied. Joshua mind-links me to let me know that the pack, including the new tributes, are seated. As alpha of the pack, I like to make an entrance, and events like this give me ample opportunity. As it's only an internal function, the dress code is smart casual. The idea of this event is to welcome our tributes to the pack, not to make them feel awkward about navigating formal wear and multiple forks. Not all the packs are as well off as mine, which means that tributes often arrive without many suitable clothes. Ember James is a prime example, but at least she will have something half-decent to wear, rather than the rags that she turned up in. After dressing in my own jacket and tie, I open the velvet-lined mahogany box on my desk and stare at the contents. Inside is a brand made from celestial silver. The symbol is of two intersecting circles, with a wolf's head inside each one, facing each other. Lying next to it is another brand. In the shape of an X, this second one rarely gets used. The first is what I use to mark all new members of my pack. My pack has employed the brand since my grandfather's time. Usually, it doesn't bother me, but the thought of doing this to Ember gives me pause. She isn't as strong as many of the wolves who come into my pack, but we all carry the mark, event me, so she must carry it too. It shows every other pack who we are and what it means to be a dark Moon Pack member. The second brand is only ever used when a member of the pack is banished. If someone carries this mark, no other pack will accept them. They will be rogue until they die. It's a traitor's mark, and those who carry it might as well be marked for death. The X is branded right over the Dark Moon Pack brand. Neither can be erased, not even by magic. Every time I bring a new wolf into the pack, and I look at the two brands, I'm reminded why I never again want a mate. Here's what happened 5 years earlier. Traitor whore, monster. The jeers of the rest of the pack cry out as the she-wolf is dragged before me in silver chains. My mate, Alesha Northwood, the one who was supposed to be my everything, the one who tried to kill me while I slept. If it hadn't been for my wolf, she would have succeeded. I hold up my hands to quiet the crowd. I don't want to do this, but I have no choice. No, that's a lie. I do have a choice. I could order her put to death, but I won't. The moon goddess paired us for a reason, and I won't sully my goddess's name by killing the one she chose for me, not even if Alesha tried to kill me. Do you have anything to say? I demand of her, before I carry out the sentence. She glares at me. I hate you, she hisses. I've always hated you, and I reject you as my mate. This rejection has no impact. As a prime alpha, I cannot be rejected. I could reject Alesha. I probably should, given her betrayal, but I choose to honor the moon goddess. Instead, I open the ancient box and pull out the silver brand, which will place an X against her pack mark. She struggles, but my warriors hold her tightly. I, Alpha Damon Scopus, find you guilty of the attempted murder of your alpha. I banish you, mark you as a rogue. She screams as the brand burns into her skin. It's done. End of recollection. I close the lid of the box and place it in my pocket. My wolf whines in the back of my head. He feels the loss of his mate like it was yesterday and not years ago. Each time I open this box, the X brand is a permanent reminder of what we lost. That's why it surprises me that he has forged such an attachment to the little she-wolf, especially since she tried to attack us. Perhaps it's because she lost a mate as well. They have that in common. I push the thought out of my mind. It won't do me any good to dwell on it. My wolf might want Ember's wolf, but I do not want Ember. Two of my warriors stand on either side of the double doors that lead into the dining hall. They bow their heads with respect and pull the doors open, and I enter the room, glancing from side to side. Long tables line either side of the room, leaving a corridor along the middle. A raised platform sits at the end of the room, with a table and 4 seats. Joshua is there, already standing. The seat next to him is mine. The 2 other seats remain empty. The one to the right of mine is reserved for my mate, the Pax Luna. The one to the left of Joshua is reserved for his mate. I hope one day the empty seat next to Joshua will be filled, but I swore after losing Alesha that the one next to me would forever remain empty. As I approach the stage, I glance to the left and right. 6 of my 7 new tributes are seated close to the stage, ready for their induction into the pack. I can't help but focus on Ember James. She's wearing a pale blue sundress, and her blonde hair hangs loose to her shoulders. Her soft skin is pale and unblemished. How is she so small and timid when her wolf is so strong and feisty? I shake the thought off and focus on the task at hand. Climbing the steps of the stage, I walk to my chair and stand in front of it, placing the small box on the table. Today we welcome our new tributes to the pack. Before I begin, I would also like to welcome another new pack member, Oliver James from the Craven Moon Pack. The doors swing open, and Oliver James walks in. He smiles as his gaze finds his sister. Ember squeals, jumps from her seat, and begins to run toward him. Before she reaches him, though, his gaze snaps from his sister to Crystal. His eyes flash black and he growls, "Mine." His wolf is close to the surface. He has found his mate. He brushes past Ember as though she is nothing to him, knocking her to the floor in his haste to reach Crystal. Crystal runs to him and jumps into his arms, wrapping her legs around his waist. Cheers arise from the rest of the pack. It's always a good moment when wolves find their fated Reston Unpan Numma's mates. A reason to celebrate. A Gunu Newman when Wops me then Rawa. I applaud with the rest of them, but then glance down at Ember and see tears trickling down her face as she slowly crawls away from the couple. This was supposed to be a moment to help boost her morale. It's turned out to be the exact opposite. She has to watch the only 2 people who she really cares about enjoying a moment that she knows she can never have. Ember's POV. My joy at seeing my brother shatters into sadness as he knocks me out of the way like trash. Crystal, my new friend and sworn protector, ignores me too. They only have eyes for each other. The hug I wanted, no, the hug I needed from my brother is hers now. Their joy at finding one another tugs at painful memories. When I mated with Noah, he should have embraced me like Oliver is embracing Crystal, but he didn't. He discarded me like trash as well. I should be happy for him, probably. I love my brother. I'm glad he's found his mate and that it's someone as strong and capable as Crystal. But I can't bring myself to celebrate when it means losing them both. I crawl away on my hands and knees like the worthless trash that I am, scrambling through all the legs and feet that are surging toward the newly paired couple. No one even notices me. I crawl under one of the large tables and out toward a door on the other side. This is probably where the Omegas bring in the food for the feast. I stand and quickly go through, closing the door behind me. Then I wrap my arms around myself in a vain attempt to hold myself together. When Alpha Scopus realizes I'm gone, he'll probably think that I'm running away. Crystal will too, and she'll blame me for setting her up to get punished. I'm not running, though, because I have nowhere to go. I just need to find some solitude. Back at the other pack, I would always find myself at Lover's Leap when I needed to be alone or to gather my thoughts. The sounds of the water would soothe me. I don't have that here, though, so instead I search for a storage cupboard or somewhere dark where I can be alone. I spot a door slightly ahead. The corridor is dark, but I hope it will be a bolt hole. My fingers wrap around the doorknob, but before I have a chance to turn it, someone grabs hold of my hair and yanks. MC back. I squeal as I hit the floor. When I look up, I expect to see Alpha Scopus or perhaps Beta Vance, but it's not either of them. My heart begins to beat wildly in my chest as 3 men close in on me. I know them. They're the 3 males from the bus that brought me here. The new tributes. Look what we have here. The little runt who thinks she can challenge the alpha. One of them sneers. I squeal again as he yanks me up by my hair. It feels like 1,000,000 needles are being jabbed into my scalp. He pushes me toward one of the others, who grabs my arms, pinning them behind my back. Please, I whimper. Pain blooms on my cheek as my first tormentor backhands me across the face. A metallic taste invades my mouth as blood trickles from my lip. This guy must be the ringleader. You don't speak unless I tell you, he snarls. I lower my head. If this is my end, I'll accept it, but I'm sure that's not what these men want. They want me to fight back, but I won't. Another one grabs my hair and wrenches my head back, so I have to look at all 3 of their leering faces. You're probably a spy. It's how the weakest packs always get a foothold. Spies and assassins, or perhaps you're a witch. That must be it. No werewolf could be as small as you are. Do you know what my pack does with witches? I gasp as a deep voice resonates through the corridor. No, Tribute, why don't you tell me? Alpha Scopus growls. The 2 men who are holding me up suddenly release me and take a step back. I drop to the floor, wincing as my knees impact the hard floor. I look up to see Alpha Scopus looking down at me. He looks pissed, so I quickly avert my eyes. I know I'm in trouble, but I don't want to make it any worse for myself, or for Crystal. He grabs hold of the ringleader by the throat and pins him against the wall. I think for a moment that he might kill him, and I can't help the whimper that escapes my lips. You think I'm incapable of meting out punishment if it's deserved, do you? He growls at the ringleader. His hand is gripping the man's neck so tightly that he can barely breathe, let alone talk. You're about to find out, the alpha hisses. Then I hear the sound of heavy footfalls and see several heavily built warriors running toward us. Take these tributes and lock them in the dungeon, Alpha Scopus commands. He releases his grip on the ringleader, who falls to the floor clutching his throat and gasping for breath. The warriors grab hold of the 3 men. Then I feel one of the warriors roughly grabbing my arm as well. Not her, Alpha Scopus growls. No one, I repeat, no one touches her without my authority. The warrior bows and follows the others as they drag the 3 tributes off to the dungeon. Alpha Scopus crouches down in front of me. Even in this position, he is huge, looming over me. His hand touches the underside of my chin as he tilts my head up so that I'm looking at him. Running again, little wolf. He wipes the blood from the corner of my mouth with his thumb. I swallow nervously. No, I just needed. I stop talking as the realization hits me. If he thinks I was running, then he'll punish Crystal, maybe even slaughter my old pack. Please don't hurt them, I beg. He frowns. Who? He probably thinks I mean the men who were just about to beat me or kill me. Crystal, my old pack. I wasn't running away, I swear, I blurt out. Alpha Damon looks at me and smirks. You've just been attacked and hurt, disrespected by your friend and your brother, and still, you put everyone else before yourself. He sighs and shakes his head. Your mate was a fool, Ember James, a stupid fool. I blink, a little confused, but I don't get a chance to ask him what he means before he gently grabs my arm and helps me to my feet, leading me back toward the dining room. What happens now? I whisper. Alpha Damon looks down at me and smiles. I bring you into my pack, as I had intended to do before you disappeared, and then I will decide on your punishment. I let out a gasp. Punishment. He nods. You left an official function without permission. Once I bring you into the pack, I will mete out an appropriate punishment. You must learn to do your alpha's bidding. Do you understand? Ember James. I lower my head. Yes, Alpha, I whisper. I'm just grateful that he didn't send me down to the... When we return to the dining room, everything has calmed down, and my brother is standing in front of the stage with his arm wrapped around Crystal. It seems that they are now inseparable. I wonder if my brother will have a house of his own now. It's rare for mated pairs to live in the pack house. If he does, I doubt there will be space there for me. I don't want to play the third wheel. It seems like as soon as I was starting to make a new friend, she is going to be ripped away from me. I doubt I'll make another friend so easily. I don't even understand why Crystal tried to befriend me in the first place. Alpha Scopus leads me to the front of the stage, where I stand next to my brother and Crystal. There's another she-wolf standing on the other side. It seems like the other tributes won't be joining the pack today, as they are festering in Alpha Scopus's dungeon. I guess that's my fault too. Alpha Scopus goes to stand behind the table, with the beta, Joshua, standing next to him. The other she-wolf is the first to go up. I don't really take much notice. I'm too busy hoping that Oliver will notice me, but he doesn't. Then it's Oliver's turn to go up and present himself for whatever initiation ritual our new Alpha has in mind. The Alpha pulls something from a box. I can't really see what it is, as my brother's body is blocking my view. Then I hear a growl escape from my brother's lips. I gasp. Surely he'll be punished for growling at the Alpha. But Alpha Scopus just smiles. I welcome Oliver, James to the Dark Moon Pack. When my brother turns to face everyone, I see it. The raised, painful-looking brand on his arm. Suddenly, I feel sick. Is he going to do that to Crystal and then to me? I've heard about these marks before, but I thought it was just a myth, an urban legend. I didn't believe people actually stood by and allowed their alphas to burn marks into their skin. My brother's pale skin now has a black symbol of the Dark Moon Pack, 2 wolf heads in 2 circles, burned into his skin by celestial silver. Now I wish I had run away for real, rather than just looking for a dark closet. And this isn't even my punishment. If anything, it's supposed to be a reward. Crystal is next. My brother stands to the side as she approaches the table and holds out her arm, ready to accept the brand. I can't understand why they are doing this willingly. I wince for Crystal as the Alpha presses the brand to her arm. She clenches her jaw and hisses as it makes contact with her skin, and I can see dark wisps of smoke rise as it burns. But then she turns to face the room, just as my brother had done, proudly displaying the new on her arm. V mark. I welcome Crystal Northwood to the Dark Moon Pack, Alpha Damon says, giving no sign that he feels anything about inflicting such pain. This is a common occurrence for him, but not for me. My brother wraps his arm around his mate proudly, then whispers something in her ear. Crystal smiles. It's my turn now, but I can't do this. I take a step backward, only to hit something hard. I glance behind me to see one of the Alpha's guards. I look toward Alpha Scopus pleadingly, but he just nods to the guard, who escorts me up onto the stage. "Please," I beg as I face the alpha. He looks back at me. Is that regret I see on his face? "Be brave, little wolf," he murmurs, just loud enough for me to hear. Then the guard holds me in place as Alpha Scopus presses the brand to my arm. I'm not brave. I never have been. All I wanted to do was to live quietly and tend to the sick. So unlike my brother and his mate, I don't stand there stoically. I don't hold in the pain as my flesh burns. The last thing I hear, before the darkness consumes me, is the sound of my own screams.